Hello everyone and welcome to our latest pay-per-view, our final pay-per-view of 2022 with the Raw brand. We of course still have SmackDown's TLC pay-per-view next week. Honestly, it was a tricky pay-per-view to book for because there's a lot of plans I kind of want to hold back for obviously the Rumble and then again for WrestleMania, so it's kind of like slightly a filler event, but some of the matches and some of them have, some of the angles have key implications as we head towards WrestleMania 39, and of course the conclusion of this save and the little spell of waiting for the new game to come out. Nothing new in terms of the diary at the time of recording. As I say, Adam had said he was taking a bit of time off to do some uni work, so there may be an update by the time this eventually goes live, but at the moment we're still uncertain when that date will be. But if it comes to worse, as I say, at wee time we can either take a wee break or we can have a few weeks of reflecting on the save, because obviously there's a lot to cover, and we can even have some videos of kind of looking at potential plans for the new game as well. I've decided obviously the pay-per-views for this particular series will continue to run on Saturdays, with a wee special midweek one for the roundup of the top 500, the PWI, and yeah, just generally Wrestler of the Year and all that kind of stuff. So our Raw Pay-per-View Armageddon is in front of 53,610 fans at the Milan Puskar Stadium. I'm going to say that's West Virginia, I hope so. But we start off with a pre-show match, and it's continuing our push of Lacey Evans, and in a terrible pre-show matchup she defeated Kaylee Ray in 707 by pinfall. Simple match, gets her over with a C-54, pretty level in terms of the in-ring performance. And one other thing to say, we have taken Joe Coffey off commentary duty because I feel it was hurting us too much, and he's been replaced by JBL. Some of the events have been a bit iffy, but I'm trying to push through new stars at the same time as a lot of people have taken a bit of a hampering on overness. So we have been getting some shows about the 80 plus mark, 82s, 83s, not quite, the standard 90s we were getting quite a wee while back. It could just be a decline in the industry as well. That is, of course, a possibility. We start off the pay-per-view proper with a hype video, as I always do, hyping up tonight's main event, the triple threat match for the WWE Championship. Adam Cole will get a rematch for the title that he kind of won and then lost. Braun Strowman gets nothing. It's just William Regal playing favourites, but he is of course a babyface, so he's going to please the crowd with that decision. Drew McIntyre gets in because he is of course the winner of the World Grand Prix, thus getting him a title shot. And Marcel Barthel, of course, your conniving, newly reigning WWE Champion. So A93 got the show off to a strong start, it got the crowd hotter, and it got the storyline over as well, gaining some heat. Some stuff might not make sense at one particular point, but eventually, hopefully it does. I just don't want to give away too much of my plans too soon. We start off with action in the tag division. Not great at all, but it was the fourth time I just kind of have a very, very small tag division on the Raw side of things. I might have to start putting individual stars together, giving them something to do, just so I could kind of fill out this division. But it was a poor matchup that saw the team of Keith Lee and Mustafa Ali defeat Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas in 13:43 when Keith Lee defeated Axel by pinfall. They make their first defence of the World Tag Team Championships, Axel the weak link. You can see there it was the fourth time, it had to be better, but I just kind of needed an opponent for Lee and Ali, so I decided that Bo Dallas and Axel would take the pinfall here. Not even a storytelling match though, that's later on, but you can see the few negatives there, and it's still decent for an opener. I think in real life it would be a good match. Next up, in the women's division, it was a decent matchup that saw Charlotte defeat Dana Brooke in 14:19. Just keeping Charlotte looking strong, because I feel like she's had a few losses and I need her looking stronger into Mania. Still haven't decided what the women's championship match will be for Raw, but if it is multi-person, she is someone I do want to consider it being that. But B77, she's at 75, Dana at 70. It shouldn't be too long now until Charlotte is over her injury. And of course, that being storytelling will take a little bit off as well. We then have William Regal with Walter, and he's basically said, Walter, tonight you will be banned from ringside. You'll be banned from interfering within the championship match with his friend Marcel Barthel. So he's been told, try anything and you will be looking at a suspension or a potential sacking. So B plus 83, and that got the crowd hotter as well. Next up, just so I could end the feud, it was a decent matchup that saw Aleister Black defeat Kota Ibushi in 1809 by pinfall with the foreign object being used. A feud that I thought would do well. Both guys were kind of needing something, and I felt like it was a good chance to propel them to being close to contenders, maybe like a filler pay-per-view. But it's just not been a great feud. It's never really got either guy over. The B81's okay. Black takes the win, and thankfully that storyline's over to move them on into different things. But I do feel, when I mentioned earlier people moving into tag teams, these are two prime guys that I think might need to do that. Move on to our Women's Raw Championship, and it was, of course, heel versus heel, the winner of the Mae Young Classic against the champion. And it was about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, and we had the talented Rhea Ripley defeat Ronda Rousey in 15:30 by pinfall with a quick roll-up. Rhea makes her 8th defence of the Raw Women's Championship title, so fairly happy with that, fairly solid. A B-74 though, you wonder why that is so negative. Well, you've got the heel v heel factor, you've got the less than 15 minutes, there wasn't really a storyline because it building to something bigger coming up. And Rhea has an injury which has gone in affect her for over a year, so she's always going to get that. So not really doing well in my women's division in terms of people getting injuries, but they can work through them. And yeah, I just felt like it gets the contendership match for Ronda out the way, and still big things to come in this particular division, because one of them is Ronda obviously will beat down Rhea. Rhea will just get the victory. Toni Storm's got a Money in the Bank contract, so she cashes it in. She does her finisher. She gets the 1, 2, 3, an A-Star 100 segment, and Toni Storm becomes your new WWE Raw Women's Champion. So that's pretty decent. We've held on to both Money in the Banks for about 5-6 months. Obviously they've been cashed in quite near each other, but I didn't want to take anything too close to Mania. But really happy that it's given Toni that excellent opportunity. She's been great since she's come back from injury, and she's constantly getting good ratings, and she's one of a few women that have just been at a great level that I feel like I can propel as champion. Same with Ruby Riott, just got to a level where it's like you kind of need to strike the iron while it's hot effectively. So next up we've got our IC title match getting hyped up, which is Matt Riddle against Shinsuke Nakamura. Simple storyline with this one. Shinsuke wins a number 1 contenders match. Shinsuke decides to start attacking Matt Riddle, gets a pinfall victory over him, so you know what that means. And a good wrestling match with a decent reaction, Matt Riddle defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in standard WWE booking in 21:15 with a guillotine choke. So submission victory, giving Riddle his 10th IC title defence. Trying to get in with a lot more lengthier reigns, it's something I do want to bring into TEW2020, especially if one of the saves that I decide to do is from a far gone era, then it's something that was obviously popular then, and I would like to kind of replicate that. So it's something I need to get used to into booking. And the B+87, good matchup with these two, and that's not even the storyline over, so I might run with that a bit longer. Could be a Royal Rumble match, but very happy with those two. Next up, Sami Zayn cuts a promo on Dean Ambrose, B+87. We all know the story here. Ambrose came back from being taken out by The Fiend. He was the special referee for The Fiend versus Sami Zayn, and he turned on Sami after The Fiend got the win. So Sami wants his revenge, and the match itself, just a B+84. That could be so much better. Is it because Sami's been taking so many L's? Is this real life? Hopefully not, because he's a hell of an athlete. But a good matchup. Dean Ambrose defeats Sami Zayn in 1941 with a midnight special. 80 plays 89 in terms of in-ring performance, and the storyline advances losing heat, which is a bit disappointing. Time to gain that heat then, isn't it? So of course we have Seth Rollins coming back down, and he beats the crap out of Dean Ambrose. People will be wondering why. They were allies beforehand, but if Ambrose has turned heel, and Ambrose is no longer fighting The Fiend, who The Fiend took out Seth Rollins, it kind of makes sense, but it's something where we'll go to Raw. Well, I can explain it, because next pay-per-view is like 6 weeks away for Raw. So Seth Rollins will get to a stage where Seth will look to just say, why Dean, why he's not attacking The Fiend, he's taking both of us out. And he just says, I'm just all about me now, you know what I mean? Cool, where was the calls when I was injured, do you know what I mean? Etc, etc. So A92, storyline advances. So we're going to have Ambrose versus Rollins again, but I just feel like it's going to get over. And I think I've worked with both guys playing both roles, but it's just two guys that work together perfectly. And after that, we just have the Fiend just backstage, just laughing. He's just saying, oh, look at this, these two were pure friends, and now they're absolutely all over the place. They're fighting each other. And he's just saying, you know, he's taking care of Rollins, he's taking care of Ambrose, he's taking care of Sami Zayn. We're next for the Fiend. Which I need to look up because I don't actually know what I'm going to do. He's kind of like in where'd I go now, because I don't want him near the title. But anyway, speaking of the title, Adam Cole cuts a promo just saying it's unfortunate that his dream was taken away by Marcel Barthel with the kind of situation, but that's what the Money in the Bank does bring, and he's out to basically get that title back and make sure he can reign again as the WWE Champion. We get a great matchup though, great wrestling and good heat, as Marcel Barthel defeats Adam Cole and Drew McIntyre in 25-27 when he defeated Adam Cole by pinfall. His first title defence, and A90's spectacularly solid, I think. Adam Cole off his game, 90, 87, 90 in terms of in-ring, and we end the show with him celebrating. Disappointing as well though that Drew seems to be getting penalised for not being a good babyface. I think in real life he's done alright so far. But it gives me a good option here because you've had Adam Cole's dreams crushed. You've had Drew go through a grilling tournament to become champion and he doesn't get pinned. So hopefully there's a good build up to Royal Rumble and hopefully everything will make sense as we go along. But overall, A90, pretty respectable. I'm quite happy with that. It's not too bad, it's not terrible, it's not great. Well, it depends what mod you are using, because some mods that would be a really good result, but we prioritise trying to get as high as we can. But I think it's good for Raw, and it gives me 6 weeks to put a Rumble card together and hopefully sort out a good WrestleMania. So anything here, Will Ferreira goes to Evolve, Kushida's an Iron Man. Disappointing, never really used him enough. Someone I'll hopefully utilise better in the new game. Cedric's back. Leroy Goulet is away to Ring of Honor. They've signed a lot of people, we'll touch on that as well. Ibushi needs better plans and a 1.36 buy rate. The buy rates are down as well, but we're practically nearly at $1 billion, which I don't think the game goes to, so we're fine. We're only playing it for another 3 months, but we're fine. So a few things I wanted to look at was, first of all, medical, sorry. So you can see there, Charlotte back in 33 days, so she'll be full amount. We have that Coxidina, I think it is, that Talented Rhea Ripley's got. So she's out for a year, she's got that for a year and 3 weeks, so unfortunate, but she can work for it. Obviously, AJ Styles is preaching his religiousness, so he gets suspended for annoying people, so he's back in 2 weeks, but we don't really use him now because of the physical decline, and Acom and Murphy both continue to sit in rehab. So I said about Ring of Honor, they are 10th, they are national now, but they've just went out and signed so many guys. So you can see they're saying The Rock, Dwayne Johnson there, just randomly. I'm like, okay, fair enough. They've got Axel Teacher, Alexander Wolf on a written deal. They've also signed non-wrestler Kurt Angle, just to name a couple in there, but it's just a really weird roster. Like, you get like folk like Phoenix is in there. You've also got Harv Shearer, Io Shirai's in there, Jack Gallagher. Who else we got that would maybe be a bit, well, not particularly strange this one, but it's still interesting. You like to Noam Dar, and of course this saves soul that TJ Wilson's not even retired. So yeah, he was obviously wrestling at that time before the Samoa Joe injury, but it's one of those things that happens in wrestling, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, like when we get the new game, starting afresh, a more up-to-date roster, and people I look back on and go, probably should have pushed them better. Something like Io Shirai should have been absolutely massive and just wasn't. Same for Kairi Sane. I've still got on the roster, but it's never really materialised. So next up, as I say in our schedule, is the Tables, Ladders and Chairs pay-per-view, and then it's 5 weeks after that, the 4th week of January, where we will have the Royal Rumble. Then it's just No Way Out, Fastlane, and of course WrestleMania. So expect next Saturday to be TLC, and then the Wednesday after that to be your roundup of the Wrestlers of the Year and the PWI 500. So as always, thanks for watching, it's much appreciated. Let us know what you thought of the show, what you think the booking could lead to. I'm also curious to know what kind of saves would you like to see in TEW 2020. I'm wanting to do both YouTube and Twitch in terms of live streaming some particular companies and also booking some companies on YouTube. So let me know what you think would suit best for each particular platform. I'm probably looking at more modern day for initial ideas, but there is of course certain, because you need to remember as well, we do have a great selection of mods, but we need to see how they carry over, etc. So let me know what you feel like you'd like to see. I think even might start off with like something small in the C-verse, maybe like a lore company there, just to kind of give ourselves an idea of how the game works, and then we'll move on to that kind of stuff as well. But let me know, as always, any wrestling comments. Let me know how you're feeling about WWE as they head towards WrestleMania. Do you feel like Drew can take out Big Brock? But apart from that, thanks for watching. Check out the Grey Goss Software forums for more updates on the upcoming game that's coming out. Check out the Fantasy Bookers subreddit for more videos on by other creators and some more other just general TW stuff. There's a lot of good information on there, a lot of good just discussion effectively. And any comments, likes, subscriptions, all that jazz, deeply appreciated. The subs just get the videos to your inbox when they go live. But take it easy, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.